Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing our Roman Republic run. Last episode, we started to go in the high infamy path, the high infamy way, which is necessary. Well, maybe it's possible by 36 to do it without high infamy to get a full Mare Nostrum, but we are leaving ourselves open to the possibility of getting full Roman borders. I'm not entirely sure it's possible, but we're trying to play a little bit tight now, and so we're making several adjustments, one being the high infamy. Another adjustment we're making is we're doing only military tech from here on out, probably, because we have to fight a lot of people, and people are more likely to back down and give you, like, weird sways if you have a really strong military, and so we are moving in that direction. Last episode, we started with, like, 350 army, and now we have 550, and we started with, like, I don't know, 2/3 or 3/4 of the navy that we had before, and now we have up to 225, and so we have a pretty big thing going on. We also, last episode, vassalized both Ukraine and the Ottoman Empire, and so if we take a look at our customs union, we really do have almost all a complete Mare Nostrum right now, and anyone who's particularly small, like Albania, we're just going to look to conquer, and then anyone who's particularly large, like Spain, for example, we are going to look to protect. And I think that if we are going to get full borders, there are two more powers that we are going to, or there are four powers. There are a number of powers that is equal to a number greater than 0 that we need to subjugate and then annex in order to get full Roman borders. And we need to do Hungary, Austria, we have truces with each of these, Spain, because Spain has too many states for us to take in a single war, the French Republic, which actually we need to do the most stuff with, or we could do 2 wars against the French Republic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we can take 6 states a war. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it might just be easier to just full annex France in a full war, but that's going to use all of our maneuvers. And we are expecting USA and Germany to side against us in pretty much any war we start. France, Russia, and Great Britain will all not go to war with us because we have a humiliation on Russia, and we have obligations from both France and Great Britain. And so we're going to try and make use of that. I think we're going to go for Spain. The idea being we are expecting the German Empire and the US to side against us, and we can put in on them a pretty reasonable amount of things. We can conquer this from the German Empire, and we can look to humiliate the USA as well as maybe humiliate the German Empire. And then we will have a nice window with which we have open or easy wars. But if we know they're going to side against us, maybe we go for Albania instead. The idea being that we might be able to get Spain to back down if Germany and USA are not in on the play. Whereas, we will almost certainly have to fight Albania because we will be annexing them. And so then the USA looks like the USA can't even side against. Is Germany not in here either? Undecided. Let's take a quicker look. If Germany is not in here, then we don't want to do it because we want to goad them into siding against us. I think we humiliated Austria, so they cannot join. And so it looks like we would actually not get anyone joining. And so that's a little bit rough. We don't want to do like Andalusia right here and just conquer these because we want to go for Conquer 3 and we want to have a lot of maneuvers to use on Germany and the USA if we are going to fight them. So actually we'll have a little bit of a think here. So we decided to go for Albania, and we do have a little bit of a Panama survey here. I think we're just going to do, we will make a suitable offer. We're not expecting to really go to war with them at any point, but we will just acquire. Oop. We didn't want to do that. We just wanted to acquire the land in Panama. Okay, we'll send one of those guys. It doesn't really, we're not going to belabor it too much, but we have this going up, and we are expecting, we double checked it, and Germany can actually join against us, and this is our expectation here, and this is why we have sided in this way. If Germany doesn't join against us, we're just going to let this go almost all the way before we use any of our maneuvers. But if Germany doesn't join against us, we'll just full annex Belgium here. It's just 3 states, and so that's just 75 maneuvers, so that should be fairly straightforward. If Germany does side against us, we'll be taking Slovenia and humiliating Germany, and and then we will be declaring in a place where the USA can join against us, with the idea that we will humiliate the USA. And so maybe we'll do something like conquer Navarra, where we're not going to get it back down no matter what, so we can put in as many war goals as we want in on some people, because these guys never back down, because the plus 50 would be annexed if they back down. So we have to fight this no matter what. All right, well, I guess we're in Antarctica time now, but we will be having this war. Also, we're going to get tied down to this, but we can always just capitulate and give up Congo at any time. Really not a big deal. It's going to be more a big deal for us to keep these wars going as often as we can. Unfortunately, Germany didn't join, which is kind of what we were trying to provoke with this one, which is not very ideal, but we are going to annex all of Belgium, as well as transfer the Ionian Islands. I completely forgot about the Ionian Islands, and so that's going to help out because we do need to grab that. Unfortunately, we couldn't just grab the Ionian Islands, so transferring it's at least going to be okay. We're also going to transfer Bikaner, but I'm assuming as soon as it revs, because it has no market access, we're just going to let it go and not really bother with anything. And so maybe it's not even worth transferring here, and we should just let them go independent. Looks like we do establish a front up here, so we should be enforcing. We're also coming around and landing in the back over here, and so this should be over fairly quickly. I assume we're going to force on Belgium first, and then, Albania is going to fall, and then we will, try and find a different spot to go after, which is a little bit annoying. And of course, this event is a little bit annoying because I think we'll just continue along our merry way. Just do this, abandon the ship, something, I guess. Again, we're going to try and provoke someone to joining against us, either USA, Germany, or both, now that we actually have a free front with Germany as a result of annexing all of this up here. We also just backed down from a colonial uprising, that way we didn't have to deal with it, and we could continue on our merry way. So we will just straight up annex them, which of course we can't because they're cordial, so we say, Sacre Bleu, we hate you, and now we're neutral, so now we can just conquer State Navarra. Expecting to see Germany or USA join, both of them can join. We will have enough maneuvers available to be able to do something. We don't want to go after Andalusia, spend 75 maneuvers, and then not have a bunch of maneuvers to deal with Germany, USA, and or both. And so that's why we are trying to provoke with these ones. We also have an adjacency to these guys, so it's pretty easy for us to just handle it on, by ourselves, and so we will continue on in this way. And this is going to be important for getting full kind of Roman annexation, which we're kind of going for. For the Mare Nostrum, we just have, I think, we have to go after Georgia. I guess we could have annexed Georgia. Maybe that would have been a little bit better, in terms of what we were doing. We have to annex Andalusia. There's really not too much left. We have to go after, we have to at some point get Malta and this, Gibraltar, from the UK. Those are kind of the UK targets. We unfortunately couldn't trade for them before we decided to go 100 infamy. So this is the soup we're swimming in. So we have invited a trade unionists, or not a trade unionists, an industrialists, for the purpose of granting leadership before getting a radical, so that Ooh, and yikes. Not very legitimate on this front, but we would be a little bit more legitimate like this, so let's do this. Even though we're not having the president and government, the truth hurts. And with this radical, we can now go universal suffrage. And by the time the next election rolls around, the trade unionists should hopefully be demarginalized, get a huge chunk of the vote, and then we can go communism, especially if we still have a vanguardist here. Alright, so we're pretty locked in terms of our war goals here. We are taking the portions of the German Empire that were a part of, kind of this northern portion of historical Rome's borders. I think we still need to take Bavaria, Baden, Württemberg, these types of ones, but we are taking a lot of this up here. We should be able to push. We're going to take a quick look where it looks like they are defending. It looks like they're stationing in the Poland HQ, and this is where they wanted to... Okay, so this guy's in the North Germany HQ. So they actually have decent stationing here in both Poland and North Germany, and they don't have a spot we can land in the Rhine, unfortunately. And so it looks like we're just going to have to normal kind of push our way, because I don't think... Well, actually, who's defending against Poland? This guy's just a 30 stack. I guess there's a 30 stack, and there's... So we have two 30 stacks we can land with. If we land both of them in the Poland HQ, we might be able to break through, and so maybe we try landing West Prussia and East Prussia. I think that this is probably our best bet, so we're going to go for this. At least on getting in and establishing new fronts, which is very much something we are interested in doing. And then we will have our big navy because we're not doing a huge landing. We are going to have our big navy cover this over here. We also have our raiding navies, which we are building up with submarines, so there'll be a total of 50 stack. We're having them kind of raid alongside where we think that they're going to be. We don't see, or where we know that their trade is going to go through. We could also stack these where we're navally landing in order to defeat the navies as quickly as possible. You see that there is a 12 stack, a 3 stack, a 12 stack here, and if we have more navies there, we can defeat them faster. And so perhaps this is a reason to be doing this. We can get 2 battles in with our big navy, and so we'll be doing that. We aren't pushing quickly on Navarra, but Navarra is not going to be the hard one to enforce on. And what's this? What is this? What is this? Did Austria join last second? No, they didn't, did they? If Austria joined last second, we're big sad. No, they didn't. Okay. But we do have a front here. Is that just funnily South Tyrol? No, Austria does have a play. Communist. They've sided with communist Slovenia. That is a bit annoying because I don't think we can. Yeah, we can't add extra. We can't add extra stuff. They just get to join kind of for nothing, and this is going to renew the truce, so we won't be able to subjugate them as fast. That is unfortunate, but I guess we'll just have to fight it out. It is what it is. But this extra front with Austria over here is going to be a little bit annoying because we are. I mean, we have little armies here and there that we can maybe deal with this, but this is going to be a lot to go through. But I think we're going to make decent progress here. Yeah, it looks like we can push through here with our really, really big stack here. And maybe we send this guy back to help deal with some of the Austria nonsense. We'll actually send the bigger stack back to deal with the Austrian nonsense, since out of all of the armies, this one's going to need the least help. But we did want to keep these 20 kind of near where we're landing. That way, if we do get in, we can put the defensive stacks over to take over what's going on. But this is kind of what's going on in terms of the war stuff. We should be able to put down the Slovenia stuff relatively quick, but I suppose we'll see. Especially this 117 stack, we'll commit them over here. But the most annoying part is this renews our truce with Austria in a way that we cannot put additional war goals on Austria. So that's a bummer. So since we need to go just to war with them anyways, when we're going to annex them, we wanted to just release them, but apparently there's not a way we could do this. We just want to release Slovenia rather than actually getting this truce with Austria, because this is actually going to gun us up pretty bad, and we just can't do it. The game doesn't let us. If we try and do the interactions, we can't release them. We can't we can't grant independence because they're a participant in a diplomatic play, and we can't back down here, which is very frustrating. We can only switch sides, and we just want out. So I think we'll probably just capitulate immediately, or capitulate very quickly, because it's gonna take us one war to annex Slovenia anyways. It doesn't matter who's a subject or this sort of thing, and so just to reduce the truce with Austria as much as possible, we'll probably just see our way out of it. And so we shouldn't have done that option. We should have done the other option, but okay, stupid expedition. But we are getting both of these battles in, and they're both, well, one of them's looking kind of okay. The other one's looking absolutely horrible. They have a big fat 100 stack defending, which is a little bit annoying, but at the same time, we're going to be getting through with this stack here, and so once this stack is done, we can commit another stack over here, and then we can really start cranking through, at least on this front, or we could even land with the 120 stack. So apparently Portugal released Congo as independent, which is unfortunate because Portugal's a subject of ours. Maybe this is actually... No, we didn't back down to anything to do with Congo, so I don't know what this is about, but okay. Alright, so the Germans are facing the exact same problem. This bricks our war goal, the Slovenian uprising, but I think it just gets annexed in with Slovenia anyways, so it's kind of a bit of a wash for us. We're trying to push in. We're having a lot of difficulty. We're doing 4 naval landings currently. This one just failed. We're just gonna renew it over here. We have 2 kind of weakish naval landings going on in the Poland HQ up here, and then we have a 120 stack and a 70 stack landing in. We're hoping that one can tie up the other so that the other gets to defend. So like this 120 stack of theirs, or 100 stack, that's defending against our 70 stack, but this does mean that the 120 stack doesn't have to deal with it. And so we're hoping the combined efforts of these two allow us to get through, and obviously we can just push our way through here anyways, and so this is going to be pretty beneficial for us. This is a bit of a slog, but once we have this done, they will be humiliated, and so we're going to renew the humiliation kind of about when the Russian humiliation is coming offline, and so this way we won't have to deal with something, like the likes of all the GPs all at once, and instead we're only going to have to deal with one at a time. It's becoming less of an issue though, because as we get stuff like automatic machine gun landing craft, we can fight almost everyone at once, if not everyone at once. Okay, we are in a position where we are absolutely redlining this war, where we are burning through we can't actually fix this balance until we end the war. We've tried demobilizing a whole bunch of guys. It's not doing anything, or it's not effective enough to get rid of this because we weren't watching closely enough. And so now we are just getting this absolutely tank because we are hitting... the longer you stay in on this, the bigger malice you get from being bankrupt for an extended period of time. In default, that's the one. Where's the modifier for in default? Oh man, we do have an absolutely monstrous modifier, but this is a negative modifier, and it is slowly killing our throughput. If we take a look at the negative throughput, it's also killing our ability to push. You can see that the throughput is minus 23% from defaulting on loans, so this is like cataclysmic. This might not be comebackable, but we do want to finish this war. Oh my god, do we just not win this? The problem is we're starting to gain less territory, and we're starting to get bricked on the battles because it also gives you a combat malice, and we just need to like win just a couple more battles in order to actually push this in force on Brandenburg here. I don't know if we win this. Okay, so we managed to get the malice to at least reset, which is going to reset on this negative throughput, offense, defense, malice. We're still running a huge negative, but that reset put us into an enormous amount of bureaucracy surplus, so now we get to turn all of these back down to standardized filing system. I think we'll just turn all of them to standardized filing, yeah, and as we need more bureaucracy, we'll be able to turn it up if we take a look. Let's find it. Also the Flemish, maybe these guys revving actually helped us a lot, because if they have an enormous railroad, the subsidy might have been a little bit much for us. Okay, well, wow, like instantly? Come on. Okay, well, we're going to need to turn this back up again, then, allegedly, clearly. And this is allowing us, this is giving us some buffer to make some space because we have to keep enough bureaucracy, because if we tax waste spiral, well, we'll be in really bad shape. And this is how the bankruptcy kills you. It gives you negative throughput on all of your government administrations, and then you can't tax anyone, and then you can't get any revenue. But we're enforcing on Germany right here, and we reorganized an army to land Navarra here, so we should be able to tick them below 0, and now they will tick down real fast, and we will. I mean, it's so risky, but we almost have to. Well, let's see. Okay, we need to hold on to Germany a little while longer. Just sink in here just a little while longer, a couple more ticks, and then we will be able to demobilize everyone. And when we demobilize everyone, then we should be in good shape. Also, shout out to the the Ottoman revolt. But we should keep ticking them down. Yeah, one more tick and Germany should be toasted. What? Why did you go from plus 30? Why did you go from plus to minus? Do you just think you, like, win this now? Oh, because we occupy less of this? Well, it looks like the AI is not even trying to push that, so... I don't know why. Plus 100. Interesting. Alright, well, we enforce on Navarra, and okay, they're about to just capitulate anyways. Okay, they're willing to accept it. Oh my god. That was a war. Alright, and we still have to demobilize these guys, because we have the uprising, and now we should be able to turn the construction back on. Now we should be able to turn the... What is this about? We have a credit line that's bigger, my guy. Get out of here. Oh my god, that's super, super, super stressful. And we don't get to do another war because this liberal revolt, and we have to deal with this liberal revolt, so... but I think that the rapid advancers should be able to do it, and then we should be able to incorporate a lot of these new states that we grabbed off of Germany here. Wait, didn't we have Ruhr in there? Oh, maybe we didn't. Okay, so we'll still have some work to do later, but okay. All right. So we have reduced autonomy on everyone that we can, except for Ottomans, who we can't reduce autonomy on just quite yet. And now we are going to go after Spain, who is going to be the last person we need 3 wars in order to grab everything from. We're just going to go for the protectorate on them, and kind of expecting to see USA join. And if USA doesn't join, we'll just also grab a whole bunch of stuff from Spain, or threaten to, and then if they back down, this is fantastic. So we will... Wait. Oh, they're major? No, they're major. Shoot, this is really bad for us. And they're not very close to getting demajored. This is not ideal. We'll have a bit of a think what we're supposed to do next. It might just be taking dirt off them directly. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have a bit of a war here between us and Hungary instead of Spain. We are hoping that Spain decays down, and we needed to go after Austria and Spain, or we needed to go after Hungary anyways. Austria makes things a little bit easy on us by joining in, and this is going to be fantastic. I think we're going to, yeah, we want to destroy the cloud of the Industrialists long term. Our Industrialists also won the election, which is nice because we were able to slot them back in, so we will be getting, what is this, universal suffrage pretty easily. Unfortunately, we do have the marginalized trade unions. We had to come off of bolstering them during like our economic collapse in order to, pay for more consumption taxes. One of the reasons we did collapse was because this guy won the election, and this ethno-nationalist who gives us way less authority than the other guy we had, so it kind of upset our equilibrium. We do not care if stuff colonizes slowly, but we do want to make sure we're getting like all our colonization through. We don't care if stuff colonizes slowly at all, because for the most part we have full control, other than, Kazembe can get in through here, but I don't think they have an interest in the region, so we have access to all the colonization. We just want to avoid plays. We haven't fully mobilized for this fight, and we're actually going to demobilize a couple guys. We are kind of a little in Spookyville. We do need to... We expanded the military so much. We've, doubled the military, got new military PMs, triple or doubled the Navy over the course of the last, 10 years or so. And so all of this has ended up being really, really, really expensive. We are also losing our obligation with the French Republic, so we're expecting them to join in kind of in the next play or two that we go for somebody. And so we might even go directly for the French because we do have to take 2 wars worth of stuff off of them. But we just really wish that we could protectorate Spain here. It's really unfortunate. Their prestige is so far off the point that it needs to be decayed down into. We can in 2 wars take all the Spanish stuff. The problem is that, well, what we can do is we can make the first war for Galicia, Asturias, make it primary, and then try and grab some other stuff if the war de-escalates, and then we could either protectorate them or try and grab the rest. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. So it will we could do it with just these 2 and then an additional war, but it's just barely too much to take all in one war, which is kind of annoying. And then this looks like it's going fine. We could pile more onto the front, maybe, or we could set more of these guys to advance. Let's set more of these guys to advance. It will take a little while to push in on these guys, though, because mountain and stuff. So I think we are going to conclude the episode here. We also get a reduced autonomy on the Ottoman Empire after subjugating the Austrians and the Hungarians, and so you can see we do have pretty close to old Roman borders. It's just a matter of cleaning things up and eventually having some sort of showdown with Great Britain. We really got worked over this episode, though. It was a little bit of a struggle in many regards. I mean, we're making money now. We need to, like, re-expand the construction pool to actually make use of this investment pool. Or once we switch on to Council Republic and then go cooperative ownership, then it won't matter because we'll still be getting the investment pool and we'll have 35 million to drain out. And so this will be pretty good for us if we can get this going. The thing is we've blasted a really, really large military a lot earlier than I think we normally would. And so, and also, I think it's a lot harder to actually micromanage when you have full control of the queue. This definitely feels a little bit weirder, and so spots where we think we can push it, we can't quite push it, and like this type of thing, and so definitely been a bit of a struggle overall, but we are making progress. Also, the episodes are taking way long to record because, as you can tell, it takes forever for us to like tick time through, and so it is becoming a little bit of a slog. I don't know if we'll get all the way through everything. We might just stop at kind of like Mare Nostrum, sans Malta and Gibraltar, something like this, where we have control over everything in our market that is on the Mediterranean now, except for Georgia. Georgia never left our market? What the hell? That's wild as hell. Because they're independent. But Georgia never left our market. We actually will have to damage relations with Georgia if that's the case. We can eventually kick them out of our customs union and expel diplomats. So maybe it's not necessary, but with the exception of Croatia, the Great Britain, like tiny little states, we even have Ionian states or Ionian islands inside of our market. It's just Andalusia and this Spanish stuff remaining for like the primary goal of this run. We might only do one more episode because it's kind of like pulling teeth to play these super long things, but at the same time, we really don't need that many wars to get, the full shebang. We're expecting to be able to reduce autonomy on Hungary and Austria. That's why we're improving relations, so they're more likely to accept. And then, Serbia, this is 1 war, 2 wars, 3 wars, 4 wars, 5 wars, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 wars. Which, I mean, I guess in theory we can do 14 wars in this time period, but maybe that's, like, pushing it a little bit much. But I think that's about what it would take. But that's, like, not including annexing Syria, so 15 wars, something like this. Maybe we get lucky when we try and annex some of these guys and we don't actually have to fight. I don't know if we counted Brittany. Anyways, it's coming to a head in terms of what's going on. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do the YouTube algorithm thing, and have a good one.